Happy Wednesday. I hope everybody's having a great week. And remember, we only got 2 more days to go. I wanted to do another quote for a fictional character. I was on Facebook the other day scrolling along, and I came across this actor, Kyle Davis, who played the character Little Kev in It's Always Sunny. Great. He's got a great page. He goes through his residual checks. He tells stories about his time on set. Seems like a fantastic dude. Just like down to earth, really calm, collected. He shows photos of his cats and just if you get a chance, go by his page, check him out, show some love and support. But I do remember the character Little Kev. I think it was early in season one, maybe, of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. A fantastic show. It's about, I think it's a very smart show about really dumb people. I love that show. I really liked it during the first, I think, 6 or 7 seasons. I think towards the end, it seemed like to me, and I don't want to sound harsh, but it seems like they were phoning it in. Maybe I know they were busy doing other projects and stuff, but it didn't have the same feel to it as it did early on. Anyway, Little Kev, a character that was dating Sweet D, they thought he might be mentally not all there. Maybe he had an extra chromosome or something, which was hilarious. But anyway, I'm going to do this in an alternate reality, the multiverse. In this reality, little Kev and Sweet D actually got together. They got married. They had some kids. And I'm going to do a life insurance quote for little Kev. All right, his location is Philly. His age is 47. His health is excellent. He's a non-smoker. In my reality, Little Kev made it as a local celebrity. You know, I think his average income would probably be around $250,000 a year. Maybe he's still doing rap gigs at bigger venues around the Philly area. In my imagination, he's hosting the Philly Fest. I believe that's a rap concert series that they have in the area. So I'm going to start there. Income's around 250. His mortgage, I looked up the mortgage rates in Philly. They seemed really low, or the mortgages in Philly, I think it was around 250,000, which it seems low. But I'm going to assume that him and Dee got married. They got a house maybe 5 or 10 years ago when it was cheaper. The interest rates were lower, and they probably got a nicer house because Little Kev, he needs a good place. So I'm going to assume that they've got around $400,000 left on the mortgage. As far as the debt is concerned, the national average for consumer debt that includes like auto loans and credit cards and everything is around 105,000. So I'm going to assume that D stayed away from Frank, Dennis, and Frank, Dennis, and Mac, and that is the actual amount. They're around average. You know, they didn't go crazy, and I'm going to assume that Little Kev wants a good funeral. I looked up the cost of the funerals in Philly. They're around 18.9 for a top notch funeral in Philly is around $19,000. So those are the numbers I'm going to be working with. I've got his occupation, like I said, a rapper, MC of the Philly Fest. Spouse is Deandra Reynolds. He's got 3 kids. Him and Dee had 3 kids. Little Kev the second, third, and fourth, ages 11, 9, and 7. So for this, I wanted to start with the total debt and the funeral expenses. That is around $774,000 when you add all of that together. So that's where we'd start. That's going to be the basic. That'll take care of all the debt, the mortgage, the credit cards, the car loans. That'll give Deandra a good base for the future to raise the kids. If we add income replacement, let's say little Kev wanted to add income replacement, 5 years, that would be roughly $826,000. Remember, it's after taxes because life insurance payouts are not taxed. So that's a good thing. His $250,000 a year, by the way, after federal, state, and Philly does have a local tax, a 3.5% local tax. His annual take-home pay was around 165, which is pretty good. Pretty good. I think that's a good income. And if you wanted to add a little bit extra for the kids' future fund, maybe $300,000 just to get Kev the second, third, and fourth through college, or start their own MC club or whatever they do. That would be an extra $3,000. But the most important aspect of it is always going to be the foundational amount. If you get nothing else, always cover the basics, which is all the debt, mortgage, cars, funeral cost, and if that's all you do, that is a fantastic place to start. So let's take a look at this. What would the cost be? The total would be 1.9 million if he got all of it. It's not required. Remember, you just want to take care of the foundational stuff, and if it's comfortable, you want to go a little bit further. So the foundational amount, $800,000 for Lil Kev, 20-year term policy, would be around $80 a month. If you wanted to do the foundational plus the income replacement, that would be 1.6 million, and that would be 153.49 a month. And if you wanted to go all out, I did add an extra $100,000 for Sweet D because it makes the math a little bit easier, but that would be 189.95 a month. So that is what Lil Kev would need for life insurance for 20-year terms to take care of Sweet D and Lil Kev the second, third, and fourth. So there we go. This has been fun. If you get a chance, I know I don't have any followers. I don't know if I ever will, but if I ever do get a chance, check out Kyle Davis. Great guy, great stories. Just it's a fun website. So anyway, thanks a lot.